And I was like, okay. And I was like, so who am I speaking with? And she goes, this is Tami Roman.
Oh, wow.
And I go, oh,
The
hi,
Tami Roman.
the Tami Roman.
Uh-huh.
And I literally had to collect myself because I'm like all over the place at this point. Like, okay, this is reality TV. This is a new ball game. I go, hello, hi, this is Ursula. And they go, hey, this is Teddy. I go, Teddy who?
Teddy.
He goes, Teddy Riley. I put the phone on mute. I
New
told
Jack
everybody,
Swing,
I'll be
Teddy
back, y'all.
Riley.
I'll be back, y'all. And I went outside, and it was like 100 degrees in the middle of the summer in Georgia. And clients that are maybe unreasonable or just look at you as a help, actually. And you're like, but I have a degree, and I took a 2-day bar exam. I'm not the help.
Welcome to Her Balance Redefined podcast, the podcast for women who are tired of having to do it all. I'm your host, Robin L., and you'll hear honest conversations and mindful insights from women who are redefining balance in different seasons of their lives. Stay tuned.
Hello, everyone. I want you to meet a very special woman, another phenomenal woman that I am honored to have sit down with us today on this episode of Her Balance Redefined. She is very near and dear to my heart. She is not just an attorney. She is a full-on everything entertainment planner, artist rep, you name it. I am honored to have you with us today, the lovely Ursula Langford.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here with you. Like, this is a long time coming for us.
Yes. I am so happy to have you, boss lady. That's my nickname for her, y'all.
You've always called me boss lady.
And let me tell you why. Because when I first moved to Atlanta, this is how I met you. I think it was Bobby V's, one of his release parties at the W. Yes.
I always remember, like, how did I meet her? I could never remember. So that means it was a great meeting if I couldn't remember.
Yes. and what I remember is, I don't know, somebody was playing with one of your clients. You weren't having it. You was giving somebody the business. I was like, ooh, I like her. Who's that?
That sounds about right. That sounds about right.
I like the way she handled business. She's standing on business.
Yep, always. I tell people always.
Yes, you got it.
I was standing on business before it became a phrase.
That's right. And you did. I was like, yeah, I got to rub elbows with her. I like the way she moved.
Good.
So just kind of tell us, how did you make your transition into the entertainment aspect of the law and so much more?
Literally, I've always done entertainment my entire life. Like, even as a kid, I was always on somebody's stage acting. If I wasn't, I was writing a book. I was always doing something on stage and in the entertainment industry. And so when it was time, I worked in radio for several years in Dallas, Texas. I worked in radio, and it was a natural progression for me. 9/11 happened, and they started laying people off. And so I was like, what's next for me? Yeah. But I'd always wanted to be an attorney. So I was like, well, law school's next for me. And I had a 10-month-old at the time. But I made it happen. I went to Michigan State, and when I finished, I came out and I was like, okay, so how do I do this work thing? Yeah. And honestly, the work came from people that I met doing radio. A lot of them were like, oh, are you done with law school? Oh, I have this contract, or I have this question. And so I was like, oh, whoa. Let's sign this retainer agreement and get this fee paid, and let's start from there. And literally, that's how I got into it, is using everything I had built up to that point, because I felt like God had always ordered my steps, and he ordered my steps each and every way so that it naturally progressed and fell into line for me to be an attorney.
Yes.
But it was hard. It still is hard because, unfortunately, we're probably going to be last pickings. But that doesn't make me say, I'm going to run away from it. No, right. That gives me even more ammunition to get in there and kick butt left and right.
I know that's right. Absolutely. And what are some of the notable moments in your law career when it comes to the entertainment field?
Oh my goodness, there are just so many. I always start with before I was licensed as a lawyer. When I worked for an attorney up in Detroit, I worked on the Rosa Parks case against Outkast.
Wow.
And that was the defining moment for me that I knew that this is what I wanted to do. And having worked on that case with such a pioneering attorney, entertainment attorney at that,
Mhm.
was amazing. So I just took that and moved forward with it. Another defining moment came when I first got my first, like, I guess, big name client.
Yeah.
And it came about from another attorney from New Jersey. And she had this famous friend that she'd been working with who needed a family law case done. And I had done a little family law. So I was like,
Yeah.
okay, let me find out what it's about. And the funny thing is that she gave the person my number and they called. They were like, hey, hello. Um, I was told to give you a call. And I was
Mm.
like, okay. And I was like, so who am I speaking with? And she goes, this is Tammy Roman.
Oh, wow.
And I go, oh,
The Tami
hi,
Roman.
the Tammy Roman.
Uh-huh.
And I literally had to collect myself because I'm like all over the place at this point. Like, okay, this is reality TV. This is a new ball game.
Mhm.
And so I handled her case for her family law case. Many people knew she had an issue with child support when it came to her ex-husband. So I helped her, wade through that issue successfully.
Yes.
And then I went on to work with her on some other things. And of course, she blew up, and that's okay. It happens in this field when people get with an attorney. Some stay, some don't. I never took it personally. I took it as a learning experience
Mhm.
and to this day, every time I saw her, she would always speak. We always have great words for her. She's an amazing person.
Yes.
So that's one defining moment. And I'm going to say the second defining moment was my second and biggest client ever.
I think I know who you're gonna say.
Yes.
I think I know.
Yes. I remember I was trying to get this contract with this guy. I wanted to work with him so bad. And his bodyguard at the time was like, hey, well, I want to introduce you to him. Can you come to Miami to the show? So
Ooh,
I packed my bags up and I flew to
I'm
Miami.
going.
Like, I am that person that if I want it, I'm going to go get it. I'm going to do what's needed to be with
Absolutely.
integrity. I'm going to go get it done. So I flew down to Miami and we went to the show. And that night, I never forget, they needed an extra driver for one of the cars. And I'll do it. So I'm driving this man's extra car with his cousin and his wife in the car. And, I'm just driving. And so we get back to the hotel and it's like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Everybody had like 6 o'clock flights. So we're downstairs. And so the bodyguard goes and brings him over. And I'm nervous. I'm sweating. And I'm like, I cannot believe the Teddy Riley.
The
Like
Teddy
the Teddy
Riley.
Riley. And it was such a moment for me. And we sat and we talked and we vibed all morning until it was time for everybody to leave
Wow, yes.
for the airport. And found out his birthday was the day after mine. I'm October 7th. He's
Yeah,
October
that's
8th.
true.
So he had great energy. And then one day I'm at my friend's, like months later, I'm at my friend's daughter's, I think it was her daughter's bridal shower, or not bridal shower, baby shower, or graduation, one of the two. And I get this phone call from this number that I don't recognize. And I'm like, who's this? So I answered the phone in the house with all the noise going. I go, hello, hi, this is Ursula. And they go, hey, this is Teddy. I go, Teddy who?
Teddy.
He goes, Teddy Riley. I put the phone on mute. I
You
told everybody,
just
I'll
swing
be back,
Teddy
y'all.
Riley.
I'll be back, y'all. And I went outside, and it was like 100 degrees in the middle of the summer in Georgia. And I'm outside, literally sweating, talking to this man on the phone. And history wrote itself.
Yes, that is awesome. That is very notable. Oh my God. Like
So,
just to think, getting into the entertainment industry, you just never know what opportunities will come from that.
and you have to be ready. And there were times when I didn't know what I was doing, but I didn't let anybody know what I was doing. I took on the challenge and I found someone who did.
Mhm.
And I would say to them, hey, I need help. And I've been blessed, really, truly blessed. And I would like to give people credit where credit is due. This young lady named Janine Meggett. She's an attorney, and I didn't know her from a can of paint. She didn't know me from a can of paint. And I called her with my first reality show contract. I didn't know what I was doing. And she was living in New York at the time, and she helped me through it. And I always give kudos to people when they
Yes.
stand in the gap when it needs to be. And she and I still communicate to this day. We still have never met in person.
Oh,
And she lives in
wow.
Georgia now. So hopefully one day she and I can stop being so
Yeah,
busy that we can connect.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Yeah, just not being afraid to conquer that. And like you say, asking for help.
Mhm.
A lot of people will be like, oh, no, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I'm ready, and miss that opportunity. So that
But if
is
you truly
amazing.
want it, you have to put your pride aside. You have to dig in deep and you have
Hmm.
to say, I don't know. You can't be afraid to take the challenge. There are going to be times where you're going to mess up, make mistakes, or whatever.
Right.
But if you surround yourself with great resources, the lessons are less hard learned.
Hmm.
But there's someone to help you there and pick you up when you do have those
Absolutely.
lessons, or they can help you just avoid them altogether.
Yes, yes. So going back to working with some of the entertainers, what would be something that people would think, or what is a misconception? Because a lot of people, they see the glitz and the glam, but what's the real of working as an entertainment attorney, or just working with entertainers in general?
It is the glitz and glam. What? What do you mean? That's all. That's all it is. Glitz and glam. Really, it is glitz and glam. It's a lot of you have to be very sure and secure with yourself.
Mhm.
You have to know where you're going. You have to have morals.
Mhm.
The industry can be very brutal. It
Yes.
can be very cutthroat. It can be very you were last year. And that's just not just for artists. It could be for entertainment attorneys. There's always another attorney that's there that has been doing it longer than you, has more connections than you may have. So it's just knowing who you are, being comfortable in who you are, and standing on that. I tell people and I know that I have one of the most impeccable reputations because I've worked
Yes.
hard to say, I'm about my business. I stand on business. I'm going to do great work. And if it's a reason that somebody says, oh, she said something mean or negative, you should ask yourself, what did you do to her?
Okay. You
So what'd you
deserved
do
it.
to her? So, but yeah, I've had a great time in this industry. I really have. But you can get also clients that are maybe unreasonable or just look at you as a help, actually. And you're like,
Mm.
but I have a
Wait a minute.
degree and I took a 2-day bar exam. I'm not the
Yeah,
help.
wait a
And
minute.
I don't mind being a help because I've worked in every capacity, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. As you said, being a full-on entertainment exec, event planning, representing the
I call myself the
artists,
professional pivoter and
everything.
entertainment executive because you cannot be afraid to do what other people don't want to do or what needs to be done in that moment. So
Absolutely.
if I'm with a client and I'm their attorney and I'm there and they need somebody to help push up the bra and pin it, I'm pushing up the boobs and the bra
Oh,
and helping
yeah.
them pin it. I've gone on the road as a road manager. I've done bookings. And going on the road as a road. I just did it last weekend.
Yes, you
I
did.
just did it last weekend. I booked the show with Teddy,
Yep.
and I went on the road with the guys that I booked. I'm not afraid because one, it shows that you have character for me, and to me, it
Mhm.
shows that you have character. But it also shows that you have grit, and it
Yes.
also helps you understand the business better, and you gain relationships from
Mm.
that.
Yes, that's deep. That's deep. That's for sure. And that grit.
That
Because
grit.
yes, it's sometimes it's long hours. You might see the highlights of these moments, but you don't know, even for the artists themselves, having to do all the rehearsals, the travel, that can be a little bit
Right.
exhausting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Anything can go wrong at any time. And a person having worked in multiple capacities can pivot and can fill in, without blinking, or they can call and get that resource or get whatever that need done accomplished. And that's what I mean about you've got to know it. I teach my daughter that all the time. I know you want to be here, but you've got to learn. You got to learn from A to Z. Don't just
Mhm.
stick with A through B or M and T.
Yeah.
Do A through Z. Before you make yourself irreplaceable. And I learned that from when I worked in radio. I had this amazing guy, Carmelo Ferrari, and he always would say to me, make yourself irreplaceable.
Mm. Yes, I know that
I've
stuck
had
with
some
you.
great teachers along the
Yes,
way.
and I know that stuck with you. Make yourself irreplaceable. And that is true because if you are just a one trick pony or whatever,
Yep.
then okay,
Do
we
that one.
need XYZ. Can you do this? No, okay, we're going to get somebody who can.
Exactly. Or you step in and you say, well, I could do this, this, and that. And you start doing it like, well, why go anywhere else?
Yep, that's
Or if you don't know, hold on, give me a minute. And you get somebody in that can do it. You have to
it.
have those resources.
Right, right. And just going into like transition into some self-care, like how do you stay motivated during the trying times or these moments where you just like, man, I don't know if I can, how do you stay motivated?
I stay motivated. And it took me a long time to get here because I was always a worker, be a work, and just kept going and kept going and kept going until I burned out and I was at my wits' end. But one is going back to God
Mhm.
and getting on my knees, or sometimes just being vulnerable to Him and saying, I need rest. I need help. I need to pull back. And God will answer you and give you that space. He will
Yes.
remove a project, or He will finish up a project help you finish up a project so that
Mhm.
you have downtime. And in that downtime, I love to travel. That is
Uh-huh.
my thing. If you go on my Instagram pages or any of my social media pages, I am on somebody's flight all the time.
Yes.
And it's not always work. I love going to different countries. I just love traveling, and that's my self care. Of course, girl to girl, get the nails done, whatever. But
Yes.
I travel. I've gotten back into reading.
Wow.
I've gotten
Okay.
back into reading.
Yes, I love it. I love it. And touching on travel, yes, I do see you traveling. I'm like, I need to get my stuff together. I need to be on these planes
Come
doing
on,
the
come
same
on,
thing.
come on! You can
Get a
do
little break here and there, make it happen. But for you traveling, would you say is it more of restoration or exploration or combination of both?
It's both. It's
Both.
both. The exploration of seeing different places, new places. I've always been a wanderlust, just wanting to see the world, even as a young kid. But also, it's a time for me to disconnect from whatever may be
Mm,
that monkey on my back, or
yes.
that thing that I just can't shake, or whatever I may be going through at that moment. It's an escape for me. It's an escape to go and just release in whatever way I need to release, whether it's cry, whether it's, swim in the ocean, whether it's just sit
Yes.
in and eat and stuff my face with room service. Whatever. It's
Yes.
my time for me. And sometimes I do staycations in the country, but I prefer out of the country. I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Being far away from any nonsense. Nobody's bothering you.
Nobody knows me, phones off unless it's the kids.
Right. Yep. Unless it's the babies. Like, other than that, access denied.
Access denied. D&D, focus, whatever
Denied.
you want to call it.
Yeah. What is it? Do not disturb. Do
Disturb. Yeah, do
not
not disturb. And
disturb.
what Apple now calls it focus.
Yep.
Focus.
Yeah, and that's awesome, and even setting boundaries,
Mhm.
like, what is that like for you? Have you had any issues with setting boundaries or needing to set boundaries?
In personal or business.
Both.
Because listen, yes, and again, one of those things I've learned over the years is how to set boundaries, because I would
Mhm.
always try to be at everything, say yes to everybody, try
Mm,
to do everything, to learn everything at one time, and it just was not possible. So I had to learn to, one, discernment.
yes.
I every Grandma used to say, all money ain't good money.
Mm,
So I had to learn this ain't good money, so let it go.
yes.
God will provide. I had to learn to look at clients and say, I'm going to do more work than what they're paying, and
Mm,
to say no. I've been able to grow in myself to say, are you really interested in doing that? Because you're wasting your time over here where you could be focused on something that you're a little bit more interested in, just trying to just do everything. Like, I'm over here trying to do A, but I really want to do B, but I'm doing A because I feel like, oh, A might help me out, but there's no
yeah.
real interest in it. I'm not really grasping it. So I have to let A go. That's a boundary. I'm not going to do that. Telling people no that I've always told yes to before. Telling people, I've had clients now that can sometimes will call me and they just want free advice. And I've
Mm,
had to hire an assistant and to say, you are my buffer. And
yep.
if they set up an appointment, they pay the retainer fee, they pay the agreement fee, retainer fee. I'm sorry, the consultation fee, they pay the retainer fee. being able to say no, but in a professional way, and I've learned by
Mhm.
just putting my assistant in the middle,
Yeah.
and she deals with I don't deal with the upfront stuff. I don't deal with it anymore because it was putting me in a position where I didn't tell people no when I should have told no, or I
Mm.
didn't get paid when I should have gotten paid. So,
Yes, that is smart. That is definitely smart. Just having that assistant take care of that aspect, and then if they are ready to move to the next level, then yeah,
right.
here we
Because
go.
I'll get people walking to me, "Oh, you're an attorney, right?" I'm going and I'm like, "Yeah." And they go, "So let me
Uh-uh.
slow down." I said, "Listen, here's the number to my office. You can call Erica. My assistant's name is Erica. You can call Erica, and I am quite sure Erica will set you up with an appointment for me."
Yes.
Usually, I don't hear from them.
And that is crazy that they
Exactly.
really think like, yeah, I'm just gonna walk up to an attorney and get some free legal advice.
Mhm,
Like, be for
exactly.
real.
Exactly.
Like you
I have
did
people
not.
in my DMs about, "No,
Oh my
thank you for reaching out to me. Here's the
gosh.
number to the
They
office."
try the DMs
Yeah,
as
they
well.
will DM me questions.
Oh
No, we're not
my
doing that. And it's
god.
always someone who knows me or have known me through the history, or they'll call me on my personal cell phone if they've had my because a lot of my clients have been friends over the years or turned into
Yeah.
friends or family, and they have my personal number. So they'll call on that number, and I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh, and then, "Hey, how are you?" Like, "Oh, they'll start with the
By the way,
pleasantries. "So
yeah.
by the way, I have a question." And I have to say in that moment, "Hey, listen, I'm on my personal time. Call the office and then we can do something." And I know it may offend them, but that's a boundary for
Yeah.
me. Because one, that is my family time or my personal
Yeah,
time. And two,
absolutely.
I get paid big bucks for this, okay?
Right.
And if I want to give you something free, let me offer it to you. Don't assume that
Mm.
I'm going to get it or that you can call me
Yes.
to get it.
That is key. That is key. And that's fair. That's totally fair because, that is your job. That is your way of living. Just like if you're going to go into a store, you have a friend that owns a boutique, you're not just going to walk in and say, "Hey, let me grab this,
Right.
girl. Give me
Right. Or
that."
them like, they don't ask you to come stand on stage and give a 15-minute performance and then they don't give you anything.
Yeah,
Like you would never do that.
Yeah, now if you have a
So
friend that say, "Hey, well, I'm having this whatever and I like to give you
right.
XYZ." Yeah, so
Exactly.
yeah. So
Exactly.
it's definitely got to have those boundaries in place.
Yeah, but it's still a work in progress for me, but
Yeah.
I'm learning and it feels a lot better. It feels a lot better.
Yes. And just thinking of balance, like trying to balance, motherhood, career. What does that look like for you now at this age versus in your 20s, your 30s? Like what does the balance look like for you now?
It's pretty much been the same. So I told this, I have two children and they're 13 years apart. Don't
Yeah.
ask. So I've always integrated both into my journey. So when I had my daughter, who's the oldest, she's 24 now. When I had her, she'd go to business meetings with me. I was working at the radio station when I had her. I wasn't an attorney then.
Yeah.
I hadn't started law school, let me say. And so I would take her. I got her on a schedule where I knew I would feed her, burp her, put her in her car seat, and by the time the meeting started, she was knocked out. And she got into such a
Ah.
rhythm that whenever the meetings were over, she'd wake up. Like she'd sleep through the entire meetings.
Oh
So
wow.
I always integrated her into my meetings and they knew that, and I would tell them I'm bringing my daughter. It was never a problem. Sometimes people give me kind of like, oh, but when they saw, oh, she has this down, like this is
Mhm.
clockwork. Yes, I
Yeah.
had to. I was a single mother. So I had to put her in everything that I did. And I was living in Texas, so I didn't have that much of a support system. But I did have my best friend and her mother who would help out at times. But I'm such an independent person. I didn't like asking. So I would just
Yeah.
say, okay, baby girl, you and I are gonna do this together. And so she's now in the industry now herself out in California. And I
Yes.
think, I think part of that had to do with me dragging her around all those years. And now my son, he's 11, and it's same thing.
Yeah.
I take him to sound checks, concerts. He sits in my office sometimes if I'm working and I'm on the phone. Here's your computer. I take him with me, and they know this is what mommy does, so they
Mhm.
know what I've always done. But I've always had them with me in whatever it was. I take him to events with me so that he sees what mommy does.
Yes.
And so that we do still get some quality time together, because I can get very, very busy, but I do make sure that I carve out that time for him.
Yeah.
And we go on vacations every year. He and I take an international trip. He gets to pick.
Oh my.
He says Paris, and I told him, "Sir, you're 11. We're going to hold off on
Wow.
Paris,
He
okay?"
said Paris.
He said Paris.
Yeah.
So
okay.
so he pared it down to Costa Rica.
Oh wow. See, I'm trying to go to Costa Rica and he's going to Costa Rica.
So.
Wow, that is awesome. Yeah, and I think it is good for them to be exposed to some degree as to what you do, just to
Mhm.
kind of get an idea. And also, as your daughter is shaping her into her career. So that is giving her some priceless experience.
Mhm.
And, she's going into her career with some experience that the others may not have.
Right.
So
And
that's,
she has a mother that she can ask questions to. Like, she calls me, "Okay, mother, how do we work this out? How do I work through this?" And it's for me, it's so fulfilling that I get to talk to her in
Yes.
an entertainment capacity, and we're really vibing, having that conversation about some decisions she has to make or what she's doing in her career. And so I'm really
Yes.
excited. And I feel like, kudos. I saw it in her at an early age, and I was like, let's just. And she was open to learning more than just, she wanted to be on stage. And I said, that's okay, that's great, but let's learn behind stage.
Yes.
And she open arms learned it, and she's been invaluable. She's been doing this since she was 16 now.
Oh wow.
Mhm.
Yeah, so she has that experience under her belt for someone her age. That's like unheard of. So that is good. And just letting her choose what she wants to
Mhm.
do, helping her and molding her, but at ultimately letting her choose her path. So that is a
Exactly.
good thing. I'm excited to see what she does.
Me too. Like,
Yes.
so mommy's ready to retire.
Here, pass you the torch.
Pass
Here,
you the torch.
you got
The
the
little
torch.
boy already said once he becomes a millionaire, I get a wing in his house.
Oh,
So
you get a wing.
I get a wing. So
Okay.
I'm waiting on that wing in his house. I hope, I'm pretty old now, so I'm just like, I hope I'm alive still to enjoy that wing.
You have a whole wing, not a room, honey.
Not, he
A
said a
wing.
wing, and I'm holding
Yes,
him to it.
absolutely. Yep. When you graduate, you're like, okay, don't forget. uh, That wing is still in progress.
Hmm. I'm just checking. Is my wing ready yet? Okay.
Yes, yes. And then something else I noticed too, you're into fitness and boxing and all of that stuff. You know, I saw a few videos of you, like, I said, she got these hands.
I got these hands. They call me the problem.
Yes.
They call me the gym the problem. I love boxing, and I tell people like, "Oh,
Yes.
kickboxing? No, boxing." I
Yeah.
said, don't let all that fool you.
Right. How did
I
you get
box.
into the boxing and everything?
One of those things about self-care. It was a moment of self-care. I was going through something very traumatic in my life, and I didn't have an outlet, and I really needed it, and I didn't know. And
Yes.
one day I was on social media, the beauty of social media, and DJ Nabbs. I don't know if you remember DJ Nabbs.
Yes. Uh-huh.
He was starting a boxing class. He's a boxer. He was starting a boxing class, and it was not far from where I was living at the time. And I was like, I love DJ Nabbs. I grew up on him. He's amazing. Let me go check out this class. And so I went. I signed up. Completed the first class and got my certificate. And then I
Yes.
started a second class. And let me tell you, when I started, I had 2 left feet and 2 right hands. I had no rhythm, no nothing. And I would get so frustrated. But he was such a great teacher. And he saw something in me, and he saw that I was going through something, and giving credit where credit due, he would just say, get on a heavy bag and just box. Just hit it, just
Yeah.
hit it, just hit it, just hit it. Tantamount to what we see now as anger rooms. But I started boxing with him, and for those 2 seasons, and then there was a young lady in there that started boxing. Her name was Maria. And then I started with Maria on 101. And then
Yes.
COVID hit, and she would come to my house, and we would do it in my we would practice, and we would train in my garage. And it was
Man.
working with Maria. Naps gave me the rhythm and the technique.
Yes.
Maria taught me the sweet science of it.
Ooh.
And when I say I flourished under her tutelage, she's amazing. And
Yes.
to this day, she is still someone that I go in. I haven't been to the gym in a while. I'm going back. But
Yes.
when I would go to the gym, she and the owner, Rahman Ali, he would say, oh, they would say, oh, she's the problem. That's the problem. And, she would spar me. She would put me against guys, and
Really?
let me, they couldn't hit me, but I could hit them.
Oh.
But I gained so much confidence from it.
Yeah.
And I love it. It keeps you in shape, but the confidence is what I got from it. The confidence, not only can I protect myself, but I don't use it for that. I use it for when I'm frustrated and I really am going through things in my life, I go back to the boxing gym
Mm.
and life is good. Life is so good. Because the thing about boxing too is that the people that box are genuine souls. Like
Mhm.
we understand it and it's such a vibe. It's such a connection. Like I go into that gym, it's love. Love, 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 love. And it's you don't know anything, they show you. Even Maria
Yeah.
goes, she comes to my sorority and she teaches some classes. She's done it for some of our mental health awareness programs.
Yes.
And literally, I'm like right next to her, like, I'm assisting.
I know some stuff.
I know some stuff. But I think I'm pretty good. If I say so myself, I'm pretty good.
Yes, I love it. Noted. I'm so boxing.
You have to come with me, though. You
Yes.
have to come. I promise you,
Yes.
you will love it. You will love it.
Yes, because I think pre-COVID we were trying to go to a class or something. So
You're
I
gonna go with me. I'm gonna make sure you go
definitely.
with me, and you're gonna fall in love with it, and you're gonna like, okay, I'm hooked.
Yeah, because I love watching boxing. So I'm like, okay, just take the nails down a little bit and
Take the
I'll
nails
be
down a
good to
little
go.
bit, and
I'll be good to go. Yeah.
the first couple days you're gonna hurt, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. It gets easier.
No
It gets
pain, no
easier.
gain,
No
right?
pain, no
No
gain. I love
pain,
it.
no gain.
I sometimes think, do I really want to spar? Sometimes I feel like I do.
Yeah,
I don't know whether somebody hit me in my face if I'd be able to take it.
yeah. I don't know. My training might be like, oh, girl.
I'm fine with body shots right now, but
Mhm.
the face, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But no, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, I like that. So yep, I'm gonna put that on my to-do list. Boxing.
No, I'm gonna hold you to it. I
Yes.
promise you, I am going to
Yes,
hold you
you
to
hear
it.
it today. I will be with the boxing gloves on.
Y'all heard her,
Yep.
right? You heard her. Okay.
Okay. And even just, at home, because a lot of people, when they can't get to the gym, that's an excuse. But I see you working out,
Mhm.
in different variations, different
I
atmospheres.
have a whole gym at home, and it's not the
Yes.
fanciest gym. It's just enough to keep me in shape. I have a heavy bag. I have medicine balls, dumbbells,
Mm.
kettlebells. The resistance bands,
Yes.
sit up machines, squat machines. Yeah, you got to
Yes,
do it. You got
yes,
to do it. I love it. I love this. It keeps your mind clear.
So what does your regular workout routine looks like?
I don't have one.
You just kind of
I do whatever I'm feeling at the
whatever you
moment or
feel.
whatever I want to work on. Like right now, I'm working on my glutes.
Yes.
I'm working on my glutes and my thighs for the summertime,
Okay.
so bikini season is on us. So, the arms, the glutes. So I'll focus on that. It's just whatever I'm feeling at that
Mhm.
moment that I need to work on.
Yes.
So I really don't have now when I go to the gym, I definitely have one because they give it to us. So yeah.
But I like that, just doing something, whatever you feel that your body is able to do right now and not forcing
Yeah.
it. Because that's something I had to learn myself, like forcing heavy lifting. And I just might opt out for like a walk or
Hmm.
something like
A
that. So,
walk.
yeah.
Sometimes it's just sitting on the floor and just stretching. And
Mhm.
that's it. I can stretch for 45 minutes and then say, okay, that's my exercise for the day.
Yes, yes. And, we kind of have to look at how we're working out and what we're doing to our body at different stages because I noticed what
Mhm.
worked at 25 is different from what will work at 35, 45, that type of stuff. So I was like, I used to just
Things
have
don't
to do a
stretch
little
like they
something.
used to stretch. Okay, let me just say straight. Things do not stretch like they used to
Right.
stretch.
Right. I'm like, okay, yeah, I could just go to the gym, get on the elliptical for 30
No.
minutes, get off, and I'm good. Now I'm like, I got to do some extra stuff over here.
Mm-mm. I don't have Meg knees. I have Maud knees. Maud, Maud knees, not the Meg knees. But so yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing too with those squats. I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to do them, but I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing if I'm tearing up my knees, if I'm doing it
Like it's
incorrectly.
the crazy that you're doing a squat and you hear this cracking and creaking, and you're like,
Right.
okay, what is that noise? Oh, that's me.
Yeah,
So
like
yeah.
I'm trying to help my body. I'm not trying to make things worse.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm Googling like, okay, so what's an exercise that I can do that doesn't require squats, that gives me the same
Mhm.
results because I'm just not built the same. I'm okay with that, but
Yep.
I'm just not built the same.
Yep, and that comes with it. Our body changes in different stages, so we just have to have that flexibility and try to roll with it. Okay, I can't do these squats, but I can do this. I can't do that, but I can do this. So
Exactly,
yes,
exactly.
that's what we have to do as women, just kind of go with the flow.
I mean, we go through a lot. We do. We
Yes.
go through a lot, but it's okay.
Yes, I mean, I was on the internet, and this lady was talking about perimenopause and menopause and all this, and I'm like, we go through too much.
Too much.
Starting off with the cycle, very young, childbirth, and I'm like, now we got perimenopause, menopause,
Let me tell you.
like,
I don't wish that on anybody. Like
Jesus.
those sweats they're crazy and they're crazy. They're just like when does it stop for
Right.
us? Like when does
Never.
it stop?
What, at 70? We
Right. Like, oh my goodness. Like, oh, this is crazy.
Man.
And it starts early. And I consider 40, 41, 42, 43 early. And
Yeah.
it can start as early as that. It's really, really strange. And we as Black women also have to make sure that we're taking care of our own health because
Mhm.
there are so many things that are unique to us when it comes to
Mhm.
health issues that mainstream America does not address
Right.
and mainstream America cannot address. And you have to have proper doctors or who are well versed in a lot of things, or
Mhm.
doctors who actually care about more than just symptoms, but actually care about the
Yes.
cause. And I'm a big champion on that. I had a health scare several years ago, which resulted, and I'm not afraid to say it, but it resulted in me having to have a hysterectomy.
Mhm.
And no one ever could figure out what the root cause was. It was, okay, we'll put you on birth control, see if that works. It worked for a little while. Okay, we'll do ablation, see if that works. Okay, it works for a little while. And that is the worst thing ablation do. And to smell the burn, like they're
Mm.
burning the inside of you, and to smell
Jeez.
that, you know, that didn't work. And then it came to, if I wanted to stop what was going on in my body, it was a hysterectomy. And even as a woman having that hysterectomy when I came out, so many of my friends were like, oh, that's the best thing that I ever have. I had a different experience. My experience was more so, I felt like less of a woman.
Mm.
To have something removed from me, my ability to
Yeah.
reproduce was gone again, was now gone. Of course, I've already had 2 children, and not to say that I wanted more, but that part of me as a woman
Yeah,
was
just
gone.
that thought process.
And so if I had not had the doctor that I had who said, let's start here and then go here, I
Mhm.
don't think that I would have been in a healthy position to move on in life, because it came to a point where I actually had and it was a bleeding disorder. I had such a fallout that I had to be rushed to the
Oh
hospital.
my God.
And
Mhm.
it was several months before I could even climb a flight of stairs.
Wow, that's scary.
And I had to have infusions and transfusions over a course of several months. And so,
Yeah.
again, I applaud my doctor for being the most amazing person to help me get to the
Mhm.
point where I'm now sitting here, healed, and
Yes.
say, I still don't know what it was, but she cared enough to just stop, say, look, we can't just address this. We've got to stop this, or you're not going to make it.
Yeah, that can become life-threatening.
Yes,
That's
yes, because
serious.
you lose so much blood, it starts affecting your heart, and that's what it did. It was affecting my heart,
Mm.
and my hemoglobin was, I want to say, down to like a 3 or 4 at this point, and it's
Mm.
supposed to be up in 12.
Yeah.
And so I could not. I would try to climb 4 steps, and I would sweat profusely. And so again, we have to stop taking, oh, that's just part of menopause, or that's
Mhm.
just getting older, as an
Right.
excuse.
Mm.
And we have to be a little bit more vigilant
Yeah,
about what we
advocating
go
for
through for ourselves.
ourselves.
Big time, big
Yes,
time.
definitely. And like you say, having that right medical provider that is going to listen to you, that's not just going to write it off as something minor.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, but I will say this: my provider is a Black woman.
That's
And
okay.
she listens.
They
She
listen. And if they
listens.
don't listen, we have to get up and find somebody else who will. I had one who didn't listen. And I said, you know what? No. And here's the thing. My provider is a white lady. Well, my OBGYN is a white lady. And she listened. She and I
Yes.
were the same age. So she
Mhm.
listened. But my primary it's just a sister, and she
Wow.
makes sure when I sat down with her for the first time, she looked at all of my medical records, all of my panels, and she was like, "Oh, you're missing these tests." And she said,
Mhm.
"Before I do anything, I'm going to run these tests first."
Yes.
And she ran those tests and she had a conversation with me. And
Mhm.
this is what we need. Someone who's willing to sit down and have those conversations, not just
Absolutely.
get us in and get us out.
Mhm.
So
Oh
yeah.
yeah, and I noticed that different. And the reason I say that because I did have another provider out of state before I moved here, and it was just in and out. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's this here. Oh, let me write you a prescription. Not running labs, not checking
Exactly.
XYZ, not ruling out something else. So it seems like you're just guessing at this point.
Yeah, or it's routine for you, and you've
Routine.
heard someone else
Yeah.
say it, and this is what you did for them. Instead of taking my own
Yeah.
physical makeup and what's going on in my body and my chemical makeup, and saying, "Oh, let me see what's going on with her internally. Maybe it is something
Mhm.
internally." And we just have to be more. We have to be bigger advocates for
Oh yeah.
ourselves.
Yep, that is something that definitely needs to happen more. Just as far as the women too that are going into labor, having
Hmm.
kids, and they aren't taken seriously. They're passing away during
Hmm.
childbirth. Like that is very serious. Like anything dealing with the health of our sisters, we definitely have to get that awareness out for sure.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Now, how do we get here?
Yeah, but I'm glad you're sitting here. You're well, you're fine. God is good.
He
He's
is amazing.
great.
He is
Yes,
amazing.
yes. So, just going into, we touched on your career and everything and the whole nine. What is next? What can we look forward to? What is on the horizon?
What's on the horizon? Well, oh, it's so much on the horizon for me. I
Yes.
am pivoting in life again,
Yes.
and I'm excited about the pivot. I know what people always say, don't tell people until it's done. But
To
I
an extent, I
to an
agree. Yeah.
extent, and I can say what is on the horizon for me is that I'm considering walking away from the law. And that's
Okay.
gonna be a surprise for a lot of people.
Wow. Okay.
I'm gonna still be there in that capacity, to help those that need it and to step in where needed,
Mhm.
but to do it as a full-time occupation, I think that God has blessed me so much to be able to go and do
Yes.
something else with my life, and I'm excited about trying it. I wanna get back to that creative side of me because if anybody knows me, they know that I'm a huge creative. I did comedy
Yes.
shows. Well, I wasn't standing on a stage doing comedy, but I produce comedy shows.
Right.
I've been event managers for a stage manager and event manager for major concerts and venues and things of that
Yes.
nature. So I want to get back to that is where my heart is lying now. That's what's
Yes.
tugging on me now is to follow that dream in this next chapter of my life. But walking away from the lawn saying that God has blessed me with an amazing career, some great connections that I take over
Yes.
into my new world.
Exactly.
But that's one thing is that some of the things I have is this there is going to be a big physical move for me.
Oh.
Atlanta is home. Born
Yes.
Atlanta made me and Atlanta raised me.
Yes.
But unfortunately, I think I'm ready to spread my wings. I've lived in a lot of different places. But I think I'm ready to live somewhere else in this new chapter of my life.
Yes. Okay.
To do it's and when I say new, I mean new. I'm gonna just do it. And so
Love it though.
I'm headed to Washington, DC area,
Yes.
and I'm very excited about that. And the last thing I would say is I was gonna keep this under wraps, but I am 4 chapters into a book.
Wow. Give me five. Yes. Love it.
4 chapters into a book, and I
Yes.
think it's going to be the catalyst for my next step in life. I'm excited. I think the book is great. I love what I'm doing with it. I'll
Yes.
let you read. I'll let you be in one of my ghost. One of my
Yes.
what do you call those people? The
Yeah, what is the term for it?
focus groups.
Yeah.
Yeah, to read the book. One of the first people to read
I'm
the book
excited
and
for
give me feedback
you.
before I go into final edits. So
Absolutely.
it's going to be a short book, but a great book.
Yes,
You know.
yeah.
It's a fictional book, but I'm using my lifetime line to tell the story, but it is a fictional book.
Yes, I'm excited for it. I know it is going to be amazing. And I love all of these new chapters. And as you say, you'll still use your connections, you'll still use what you've learned in your law career and still bridge that gap. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I
I
love
would say because
it.
it's like when we pray to God and ask Him to give us direction and give us guidance, He will do that. But we also have to be ready and prepared. And it's just like over the last, I want to say 3, 4 months, lives, but you can't let it get you down. You just have to stay faithful to God and trust the
Yes.
process. And God is just continuing to show me. I actually had someone reach out to me about being their legal. And I may not have said leaving the law too soon because he wanted me to be their legal sidekick on his
Yeah,
show. And
wow.
that's leading me into what I prayed for. Like I pray
Yes.
to God is specifically where I want to take my journey next.
Mm,
And the things that have opened up for me is I've been getting opportunities to get back into the creative realm with artists and actors and things of
yes.
that nature. I've been able to start a book again, the creative, and
Uh-huh.
I've been offered to do a legal conduit, a legal analyst type of position for
Yes.
for someone for their show. So everything that I pray for and ask God for, and I'm not gonna get emotional, but things I pray for and ask
You
God
will
for, He's
do it.
continuing to unfold for me
Mm.
and say, if this is your desire, this is my desire for your life. But I continue to follow Him and what
Mhm.
He has for me. And this
Yes.
move to DC, people are looking at me like, girl, are you crazy? What are you gonna do with your house? What are you gonna do? I'm like, you know what? God's gonna take care of
Yep,
all
that's
that,
right.
okay?
And when God says move, if He put it on your heart, listen, that's I always say when God says move, you move.
God say move, you move.
That's
You don't
right.
say you don't ask any other questions. You pick up your purse and
That's
you
right.
move.
You let God order your steps. That I am a
Absolutely.
firm believer of letting God order your steps. And you've done it the right way. You prayed, you
Mhm.
asked, and He has revealed. And I do want to say you are a phenomenal woman.
Thank
I mean,
you.
despite any challenges you've had to overcome, you haven't missed a step, honey. I
I try
mean,
not to, but y'all don't see behind closed
yeah,
doors, but you
that's
don't see behind closed doors. But then that's the beauty of being able to. But I want to thank you too because I'm gonna say that you and I've known each other for so long, and you've
yes.
always been a shining example of integrity and pivot yourself.
Thank
I've
you.
watched you pivot when needed to be and when you didn't know why you were pivoting, and
Right.
I've watched you take a step back and get
Mhm.
it to get
Oh,
realigned and
yes.
step back out even more beautiful and more amazing.
Yes.
And you have you calling me to do this show was also aligned with what I've been praying for God to do because I
Yes.
said I wanted to do more of this speaking, more of being in front of the people so I can tell my story and I can be
Mhm.
hopefully an inspiration or motivation or something for someone
Yes.
along the lines. I've said something that may have helped someone. You have played an integral part today in
Oh,
that
thank
I always
you.
love you. I've always loved you,
Love you
Robin. I've
too.
always loved you.
I know. And we're both Libras.
We're
Let's
both
put it out
Libras.
there. We're both
Both Libras.
Libras. Yeah. So that thing right there, that connection. But yeah, just even as we mentioned before, like the networking, mentioning name in rooms. This woman has mentioned my name or my outlet in rooms that I never imagined and, you know, giving me some opportunities. So it's all about
Because I've
that.
always believed in you and what you were doing. You were always such a phenomenal, and you've always supported me. And it wasn't a
Mhm.
tit for tat, but it was, she's an amazing
Yes.
entrepreneur, amazing, talented young woman. And if I can put her name in rooms, I'm going to put your name in rooms because you deserve it. And if I can help you get those flowers at the
Mhm.
end of the day, girl, I'm bringing them in a whole little red wagon and
And I
bringing it to
thank
you.
you. I definitely thank you. And I do want everyone to listen to your story and be inspired, be motivated. And yes, we know it's never going to just always be easy. You're going to have some challenges, but
Amen.
take a step back if you have to, regroup, pray, whatever it is that you do, and just trust and know that it is going to
Amen.
work out.
It's gonna work out. It's and I'm saying this sitting in a storm, but to say to anybody sitting in a storm, look back. What has
Mm.
he not brought you through?
Ooh.
You have survived it all. He didn't say the storms would not come.
Mm.
He said he'd never leave you and he would never forsake you.
Mm.
And you have to trust the process. And you have
Yes.
to move forward in faith, in determination, in love, and with grace. With grace. You have to find out what is the lessons in it all. And you have to introspect. What is it about that God wants me to see, hear, or do? I'm in my season of forgiveness. And I'm not ashamed to say that. I'm in my season of forgiveness.
Yes.
And following God's lead on this forgiveness thing, I believe, is the catalyst to the blessings that I'm having. But listening to him. But if you're sitting in a storm, get in a quiet place and let God talk to you. Ask him. Every day, ask him. He'll answer. And just follow his lead. You're like, why am I doing this? It's God. It's God. But look back and say, he's never left you. He's not once let you fail. And if you lost something, he gave it back to you. And while I minister to whoever may be listening, please know that I am ministering to myself.
Yes. Absolutely. And that is so true. I mean, he has never there isn't a time that we can think of that he has never
Not a
come
time.
through. I know I can speak for myself personally, where there were some times I was like, I don't know if I can make it through this. I don't know. Is it, but he brought me through it.
In the moment, we're living in flesh. We're living in the flesh, and we can't see beyond our circumstance. But you have great people around you. They will hold you up. They will remind you that you are one bad woman. I had a good friend of mine. She's actually on Classics Radio, Vestir Serrano, another Libra.
Yes.
She called me this past weekend, and she said, you are so talented. I've watched you go pivot. I've watched you run this industry with integrity. You are that chick. You are
Yes.
amazing. And in my storm, to hear that, to hear her say that to me, it was confirmation that
Yes.
God gave me the people I needed, and he's going to continue to bless me. To hear, I mean, I text her the next day, and I was just like, thank you, friend.
Yes.
I needed that. I needed that. And it's up from here, girl.
Yep,
It's up from here,
it
baby.
is. Yes.
You know, I get down. I do.
Yeah.
But I know that God got something. He got something amazing.
He does.
He has something amazing.
Ooh.
Amazing. And I'm excited. I can't wait. So we shall see.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at Her Balance Redefined. Guys, stay tuned. Be on the lookout for all that the lovely Miss Ursula Langford has to offer.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Love it. Yes, I wouldn't have it any other way.
I was so excited because I was so excited to be here. I am so.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're
much.
so welcome. Stay tuned.